Hey, hello from Joe, Mr. Monkey, and Deuce, who has to get on the table in front of the camera when I'm trying to shoot the video. Deuce, your presence was not requested. Okay? Anyhow, I just want to show you some updates on some stuff. Deuce, I like Doofus. Oh, I love him, but he's such a doofus. Anyhow, just got back from I have to go out to work today for a little bit to fix some stuff. Stopped at the hobby shop on my way home. Hoping some new stuff would be there, like some of the Revell stuff, the 442 and the 32 Ford, which is a re-release of the Stacy David Rat Roaster, which isn't out yet there, but I did pick up the 49 Ford as I had one of these, and I don't have one anymore. I don't know what I did. So, this is one of those kits that's been out 100 times in 100 boxes, but I had to pick up the most recent version. You got clear glass and red glass and all that good stuff, and all the tires. You got some wide white cheater slicks, some white leather slicks. You got stock white walls, really nice. The good old 49 body. I'm sure they cleaned it up a little bit, but it's one of those lead sled type cars that I'd like to get to one of these days, but add it to the collection today because why not? Picked up one of these Tamiya Scribers. Been meaning to get one of these. Every time I'm in the hobby shop, I forget. And then it's like, wait a minute. But I remembered this time. Went to Big Lots last weekend, and I knew they had some of these mountain drifters. And I figured the price would be cheaper, so there was no price marked on them. I thought they'd be a little cheaper than Walmart or Target. So I grabbed all the ones I could. And I got the NSX, got the Sprinter, Torino, however that's pronounced, got the Mitsubishi, and got the Celica. They didn't, however, have these. Somebody had already got there and pretty much cleaned them out. I did pick up another one of these, the A100 van. Yes, it's going to get stripped of all that superhero garbage and get some kind of other paint job. The rest of the vehicles in this lineup, I honestly don't even care for that much. The hauling gas is neither here nor there for me. I'm not a big superhero guy, so yeah. So they had this and a couple of these others left over. Somebody definitely got there and did some picking. You could tell that because I found out that some Big Lots had them a little too late. If I had found out earlier, plus I stop in there quite a bit anyhow just to see what they have, and the one time I don't show is the one time they have stuff. Okay, then 125th. Working on this, it's called electric pink. It's a tester's color, kind of like a magenta. Now this is going to be a slot car only. Body I'll sell online. Got the aftermarket big cowl hood. The windows aren't glued in, but yesterday I took it to work, masked off the entire body very carefully, and sprayed all this like a semi-gloss black. And now the side windows, I'm going to put a whole side window in here. And this area right here on the windows where it's frosted. Oh, they're probably on my workbench now. Yeah, they're on my workbench. But anyhow, the windows are frosted. Well, hell, here. Even the windshield and back window are frosted where it's supposed to be black. Yes, Mr. Monkey. Anyhow, the way to do that is with a Sharpie marker. I have a chisel point that you could ride right on there and go on the inside. So on the outside, it's glossy black. Sometimes it takes a couple coats to do that. Well, the windows on the real thing, even though the window opening is that big, the actual glass isn't. As the opening that you look through. So I'll paint the inside of that frosted area the same way with the marker. But the guy that I might sell this to likes side windows in his slot cars. So I'm probably going to have to cut out some, clear plastic, for the side windows too. But yeah, those windows are just sitting in there for now, because I got to paint them and put the taillights in. It comes with a wing. I got to paint yet. Probably paint it black, and I have some carbon fiber decals I could put on the top of it, but the wing goes something like that. And ignore my dirty hands. I was out at the shop working on this truck. My boss is doing this thing out in the haunted woods down in Columbiana, and we have an old truck there with air horns with remote control, so that people come up and see this old truck sitting in the woods, and he hits the remote control and the air horns and the lights flash, and then he comes up behind him in his buggy, blasting the engine and scare the hell out of him. But the remote wasn't working quite right, so I went in and fixed that. Then this will be another slot car body. This is getting the weathered effect and mismatched panel effect. 69 Charger, white vinyl top. That's dirty. I got to do all the bare metal trim around the windows and stuff yet. But some of it's done up, as you can see. Let's see if that'll focus better. But this side I did the patch panel effect with a bunch of spot welds that haven't been ground down yet. And of course I got to paint the marker lights and all that stuff. But mismatched panels all over the place. That'll be another one to get done to sell. Been working on those. Yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to show some of that stuff off. Mr. Monkey's here, making his noise once in a while. Oh, progress on the 69 Chevelle. I got the slotted wheels from the Streaker Vet kit that's just been reissued. Now, I don't know why AMT did this, but when they issued the Baldwin Motion Camaro, they gave a Mickey Thompson Indy Profile wide tires for the rear with deep dish Kragers, which I thought I had a set of, and I can't find the deep dish Kragers to save my life, because I wanted to put those in the back and the shallow Kragers in the front. However, AMT chose not to make Mickey Thompson Skinnies small tires for the front. They gave you Firestones or whatever. These may not be from that kit, but they didn't give you Mickey Thompsons for the front. However, online there is a company, I think it's Fireball, that has the skinnier Mickey Thompsons. I may order those so it's Mickey Thompson all the way around. But I like the slotted wheels on this, and I sprayed them with some flat matte clear, and that's kind of how she's going to sit. Something like that. Get the camera down lower here, but yeah, it's kind of what I wanted to have, that look, a nice 70s stance, jacked up in the back, and the slotted wheels. But it's coming along slowly between the 20 other projects I'm working on. But yeah, I kind of like the slots, and I didn't want them super chromy like they were. I wanted them more aluminum looking. And yeah, it's getting wedged together. And there's the underside. The engine has to be assembled and painted. And got to paint the gas tank and all that. And the interior, I don't know how well it's going to show in this light, but I flocked the floor in green. It's got the green interior. So it's green on green. And here's the dash. I still got to put the gauge decals and stuff in here, but it's painted up somewhat. But yeah, that's just a little progress. I unfortunately today don't have much time to play with this stuff because, well, I'm going to show you. Hold on. Well, since the weather is nice today, this is what I have to deal with. Hey, it's Mr. Black Squirrel. This is the backyard. I got some fallen limbs and branches because every time you get gets windy, that's what these old trees do. See, these trees back here hold their leaves a lot longer. You can see how many are still up there. Unfortunately, there's my truck and my rickety old garage. Well, it's actually my landlord's garage. But you can see there's a ton of leaves to deal with. But these I'm not so worried about because they haven't all fallen yet. But you can see where they all fall on the driveway here, and they make this, from the wind, they make this little loop here. Funny thing is, come winter time, when the snow drifts, it drifts the same way. Sometimes the snow's like, you can see that algae on the door. It's up higher than that, but right here by the back porch, sometimes there'll be hardly any snow, depending on which way the wind blows. But as you can see, next to the driveway here, and the trees in the front yard, well, they're pretty much bare, except for these little shrubby things. But yep, these are the leaves I gotta clean. So I'm gonna fire up the lawnmower and put the bag on it and suck them up and mulch them at the same time and spend the afternoon doing that. I would normally go out to lunch today. Oh, no mail. With the girlfriend for lunch on Saturdays, but she has something to do and I have this to do, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Instead of sitting down, I usually watch YouTube model and diecast videos all morning and then do lunch and spend the afternoon watching more YouTube videos. But today that's not going to happen. I got to get some of this cleaned up because it's supposed to rain sometime tomorrow, and I'm way behind on yard work. Only thing about doing this that sucks is, well, like you go so many times, you got to stop and dump it in the bag, fire it back up, go so many times, stop. Yeah, it's a nightmare. But I live here for virtually nothing, so I can't really complain. And there goes the squirrels. Mr. Black Squirrel, where'd he go? I just seen him. Oh, there he is. Just frolicking in the leaves, having a good old time. He doesn't have a care in the world. It's a nice day today, so yep, so that's what I'm gonna do. So from me, Mr. Monkey, Mr. Black Squirrel, and Deuce and everybody, have a good one. I'm gonna go get something done. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.